think to kind of help guard myself against failure, I was a double major in Native American Studies and studio art, knowing that I always wanted something to fall back on in case I needed something. And but after I graduated, I wanted to move to New York. I'd never lived there before, you know, try out the big city and see how it goes. And I went down to New York that fall and took classes at the New York Studio School. So while Dartmouth is a great school, the studio art program, you know, it was much more conceptual and not as technique based. And so I wanted kind of that, the real basic understanding of like working, you know, in the figure, like within still lives, like those types of things, and just having that that foundation. And so I went there knowing I wasn't going to stay that long. I was just there for a semester, and I think I did 1 or 2 drawing marathons. And then it was, you know, it was completely different than any way I'd ever worked before, but I really enjoyed it. And I knew I was there just to kind of get my feet wet in something completely different. And I started applying to grad schools. I have always had this fear. I saw some statistic, read some statistic when I was in college, and it talked about how specifically Native American students, you know, if they didn't finish within 4 years, there was only, I think, like a 5% chance that they would end up graduating. And then there was only like a 1% chance that they would go on to graduate school if they took more than 2 years off. And then of those that went, there was only a 1% chance that that 1% would end up graduating from graduate school. So, I mean, these were not good numbers. And so that always really scared me. And so I knew that I didn't want to take a lot of time off in between undergrad and grad school. And so I pretty much immediately started applying to, you know, different schools. I visited quite a few through the interview process. And then got a thin little envelope from Yale University that spring that I almost made me cry because I thought that it was a denial letter. Luckily it wasn't. And I got accepted into the Yale MFA program in sculpture.